I first found out I was HIV positive June 8th, 2010. That day changed my life. At that moment, I didn't know what I was going to do. But eventually, I accepted it. I grew with it. I enrolled in college. That was my real reason for coming to Atlanta. And just the whole ordeal of knowing that I was positive and the stigmatisms that came with it was very, very hard. Dwight was actually the first person outside of doctors and therapists that I confided in. And I felt that Dwight was compassionate. In just meeting him, I felt loved. And since then, I felt nothing but love. He reminded me to love, and it was okay to feel. I had lost my feelings. When you experience something like this at such a young age as I am in college, it's a life-changing thing. And just to be in Dwight's presence and to have seen him and just his mannerisms really made me feel comfortable. And once I told him, he was right there, and he's been there with me and for me ever since.
We just headed off, and he came by the office, and we've been friends and communicating on and off ever since.
My experience with disclosing my status has been great. I've been embraced, open-armed, but I had to learn how to disclose my status. I had to learn how to talk about who I am and what's going on with me. And regardless of what situations I'm put in or what obstacles I have to overcome, my family's my rock and they're my foundation. I'm just really fortunate to have that. A lot of young people don't have that support system. They don't know what love is, and it's just very unfortunate.
You know, I give him his space, and I realize that sometimes he don't want to be bothered. And I just continue to be there when he wants to talk. Not so much of being that voice, but just most important to be that ear, to listen and to understand, or try to understand what he's going through and give him his space. Well, I think the most important thing to combat the stigma in our community in reference to HIV and AIDS is to communicate, to talk about it. There's a disconnect. There's a disconnect with his generation and my generation, and his generation is fearless, and they step out. You know, I have friends that I've had for 20 and 30 years that we still have not had a conversation like he and I have, and we've been friends for years.
I want to support this campaign to show people like me that it's okay to live. Since my diagnosis, I have learned the real definition and true meaning of a best friend. Understanding what I'm going through, to confide in Dwight, and Dwight confides into me. He's taught me how to be a best friend. He's taught me how to trust. He's taught me how to love. And all of those embody a best friend. You're my best friend.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh. You are not alone. Let's stop HIV together. Get the facts.
Get tested.
Get involved.